Okay, in this short video, we're going to review a 30, 60, 90 triangle, which you talked about in geometry. So let's make that my 30 degrees, that my 60 degrees. If you remember from geometry, we call it a root triangle or a parent triangle. That side was always 1. This side was root 3. This side was 2. That's my root. I don't know if it'll fit up here. That was my root triangle. So, remembering that sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse, cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent, I can find, what is the sine of 30 degrees? And it would be opposite over hypotenuse, or 1/2. What is the cosine at 30 degrees? Well, it's adjacent over the hypotenuse. So root 3 over 2. Well, what is the tangent of 30 degrees? It's the opposite over the adjacent, 1 over root 3. Which, remember, if I take 1 over root 3 times root 3 over root 3, I get root 3 over 3. You're going to see those two things interchanged. 1 over root 3 is the same thing as root 3 over 3. I guess my sign came off the screen there. All right. I can also do it of 60. Let's take the sine of 60. So now I'm at 60, so that's root 3 over 2. The cosine at 60 would be adjacent 1 over 2, 1/2. And the tangent, at 60 would be opposite over adjacent, or root 3 over 1. Okay? So I can do that for the 30, 60, 90 triangle. But what's going to happen is we're going to take that 30, 60, 90 triangle, and let me put a squiggle line here. That way I won't write past it. We're going to put that onto a unit, or onto a grid. So let's put an X and Y axis up here. So there's X, there's Y. And let's put a 30-degree angle on here. So let's just say that that's 30 degrees. And since I'm making it on a unit circle, let's this time make this radius 1. And I know that this is my X distance, that is my Y distance. And I'm going to try to figure out what the coordinates of that point are. I'm going to use a 30, 60, 90 triangle to do that. So I'm going to take my root triangle. That was 30, that was 60, that was 9. Now my root triangle, remember, this was 1, this was root 3, that was 2. In my triangle that I have drawn above, I have this is 1, this is 30, this is Y, this is X. Using similar triangles, 2 is to 1, as 1 is to y. So I get that 2y is 1, y is 1/2. And I would get 2 is to 1 as root 3 is to x. So I get 2x is root 3, so x is root 3 over 2. Those numbers should come up as familiar from the last slide or page that I erased. The cosine of 30 was root 3 over 2, and the sine of 30 was 1/2. This was root 3 over 2, and that was 1/2. That's going to come into play big when we start talking about a unit circle.